Good morning. I note with interest that if we were in the United States of America right now, today would be jump in a puddle and splash your friend day. It would also be tidy up your desk day. Now I wonder, which one of those is a really good idea and which one of those is a less good idea? I can see you chuckling away there. Alright, let's rephrase that, shall we? Which one of those would I think is a good idea and which one of those would I think is a less good idea? Now that's called judgment and understanding what the right thing to do is and what is a less good idea. I hope when you've finished chuckling about the idea of jump in a puddle and splash your friend day, I hope you would realise that that's not perhaps the most sensible thing to do. And I hope you realise that tidy up your desk day might be quite a good idea, particularly for all those of you who are working at home and making a right unruly mess around the place. Perhaps we should take a lesson from tidy up your desk day and just leave things in a nice tidy state for your parents for the rest of their day. Now then, this whole idea of judgment can be applied more broadly, can't it? If you know that one of those two things is not a great idea, and you know that one of those two things is quite a good idea, then that shows you have, as long as you have made the right choice, that you have judgment. And that judgment is also to be exercised more broadly in how we currently live our lives. Judging the fact that we have to keep our social distance, not get carried away, judging why it is sensible to be washing our hands properly and regularly, 20 seconds and all that, and certainly before we have food. We are now used to these concepts, these rules, but ultimately it is down to us to make the right decisions. And particularly when we're out playing and things like that, to exercise good judgment, making the right choices. And I know that it is so difficult, particularly for those of you who are here at school, where there are other people about, the temptation to run around and play and compromise our social distancing and all that. But we have got to work together. We have got to use our judgment. We have got to make wise choices to keep ourselves safe, to keep each other safe, and to keep our families safe. It is so important now, and perhaps more important than at any time in the last 10 months. The end, as our Prime Minister has said, is possibly in sight. We know that vaccines are being rolled out. So there is that light, if you like, at the end of the tunnel. But in the meantime, we have got to be grown up, and we have got to exercise good judgment, and we have got to make wise choices. So here we are, back at school, some of us, for another week. You will have seen, I sincerely hope, that those who are currently working from home, and indeed those who are at school, that the learning platform is now live and you can see from a Sunday afternoon what you have in store for the coming week. The good news is for Year 5 boys is VR classes are back on the agenda, non-VR classes are back on the agenda, and 11th plus classes are back on the agenda, all taught live by me. So those start this week for you. And we've tried to make the timetable as rich and as varied as possible for all of you. And I'd encourage you at the end of the day, when you've got enrichment tasks, engage with the enrichment tasks. We saw some fantastic work during the course of the summer term, and I would love to see exactly the same again. We have an assembly on Friday this week as normal. Parents, we will start the Friday surgeries, headmaster surgeries, this week, so you will get an email that will come out during the course of Thursday this week, and should anyone wish to book an appointment with me, then that will run from 11 o'clock till 12 noon on Friday, and you just book via Kim Stevenson, my PA. So I'm more than happy to discuss matters with individual parents remotely via Zoom on that occasion. And also coming out fairly shortly for parents of boys in preschool, and I say boys in preschool, we've got to think about the future and the transfer to reception, and a letter will be coming out fairly shortly, and that will be followed also by a Zoom meeting which will give preschool parents an opportunity to find out a little bit more about reception and that transition that is due to take place in September, and an opportunity also to ask me any questions that preschool parents might have. So we're up and running. It is going to be action-packed. It is going to be busy. So I wish you all a productive and perhaps more importantly, a healthy week ahead.